Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Crypto Space. So in today's video we are going to cover Kaspa, its recent price action. We are going to cover a couple of interesting charts for Kaspa as well as a couple of interesting tweets too, and of course we are going to cover a little bit of BTC and altcoins too. So if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and a quick disclaimer that this video is not a financial advice. And now let's hop into Kaspa itself. So Kaspa is currently trading at 14 cents and is currently experiencing a leg up of 4.7%. Market cap is currently sitting at 3.3 billion USD and 24-hour trading volume is currently sitting at 36.8 million USD. So if we are going to look at that CoinGecko chart on a daily, that recovery, bullish recovery, looks very healthy and good for a Kaspa. But obviously that is not a surprise because BTC is experiencing a little bit of a leg up over here and is currently trading at around 72,000. So obviously that action pulled the whole market cap of alts upwards. So that's obviously great to see, and I know that Kaspa only printed a couple of percent of gains while other meme coins are printing much more. However, I do believe that patience is the key for Kaspa holders. And now guys, a couple of interesting photos from the Web3 festival that is happening in Hong Kong currently, and that is obviously great to see. As I was mentioning before, that could be a bullish catalyst over here for Kaspa holders and for Kaspa in general, because obviously many other people are finding out about the existence of Kaspa itself, and that of course leads to adoption. And now, great question, what can 10,000 Kaspa gives us at the end of this bull cycle? So obviously this is something that many of you have already seen it, but that is a great multiplier to pretty much put ourselves into perspective. So if we are going to, let's see, invest 10,000 USD, and if we are going to see, let's say, around 5x multiplier, obviously that's going to be 50x. But what I would like to look at is, for instance, the market cap first of all. So for me, very reasonable over here would be the range between 45 and 68 billion USD for a market cap for Kaspa. I would like to say that it's going to be more, but obviously nobody really knows. However, I do believe that these brackets are pretty much reasonable, and the question is, could we see $5 for Kaspa? I do believe we could, but for sure we are going to need those top tier exchange listings, and of course we would like to see that announcement in terms of smart contracts being fully developed and live. And if we are going to see those two things, I do believe that is possible for Kaspa. And of course the marketing, which is obviously not the best. However, we do have to understand that this project is a little bit different than our Solanas, etc., and marketing in here is not really that great. Nevertheless, Kaspa itself is obviously a great project. And now, current reward is currently sitting at 117 Kaspa. The next reward is going to be 110, and the next reduction is scheduled in 27 days, and the hash rate is currently sitting at 204 terahash per second. And if we are going to look at the zoomed out chart for hash rate over here for Kaspa, this is very bullish guys, because if we are going to look at August 28 last year, and let's see where Kaspa was at, it was 14.9, less than 15 terahash per second, and let's see what we've done in just a couple of months. So I do believe that this is mind-blowing for Kaspa and the network strength. And now let's have a look at the chart itself. So Kaspa is experiencing that bullishness on the daily, and this is obviously very good. And this is the question now, if Kaspa can meet that level of resistance at 15 cents. And it's a great question if we are going to get rejected. So let's say if we are going to get rejected, and we can also bounce between these two levels over here for a little bit longer, just like that. So I would say that this is the first possibility over here before the proper breakout for Kaspa. And the second possibility is that this could be not the case, because if we are going to look at RSI, we are in the area where Kaspa is pretty much ready for that pump. So I wouldn't be surprised if Kaspa is going to see new all-time highs, and Kaspa is leaving that undervalued territory right now. So I do believe that these are the last times to purchase Kaspa, BTC, or any other project that you guys believe in, because I don't think that Kaspa is going to be at that price, especially after the BTC is halving. And of course, why I'm showing you that, because obviously the BTC is driving the whole market either up or down. According to the Titan of Crypto, 100k for BTC is the bare minimum. So obviously we still have a little bit of way to go. However, many other people are basically predicting that we are going to see definitely much more than 100k. And if we are going to look at that chart from the perspective of climax run, we can see clearly that we have targets of around 240,000 USD for BTC. So that obviously is going to put Kaspa at a different price. And of course, given a fact when the euphoria is going to kick in and most of the retail, well, last bits of retail is going to jump in, then obviously that's going to pump our Kaspa backs as well. If we are going to look from the perspective of consolidating either above or slightly below all-time highs, let's have a look at 2017. So once we got rejected over here, we went sideways for a little bit, and after that we went into up only territory. So let's have a look at 2020. As we can see here, we got rejected slightly over here on the all-time highs in 2020, and after that we have jumped through that all-time highs and we had up only territory. And at the moment in 2024 we have closed above previous all-time highs, we got consolidated a little bit below, and now it looks like BTC is ready to shoot up and enter that up only territory. So this is very, very bullish. And if we are going to compare BTC to the previous runs, let's have a look what happened after the first halving. So there you go, after the first halving, July 16, this was after the second halving, we had a bit of a dip. So what I'm trying to get at is that we can still see a dip, only because on a daily BTC jumped a couple of percent upwards doesn't necessarily mean that we are going to see only up territory, because we can still see a little bit of a pullback or whatever. However, the macro perspective for BTC and alts in general is definitely bullish. So if we are going to look at the third halving, we can clearly see that we had a little bit of a dip in May 2020, and after that we saw a huge parabola for BTC. So as I'm saying, we might see a little bit of sideways and boring price action. Nevertheless, longer term, I mean, couple of months term, BTC is definitely going to see above 100k levels. Shout out to the Scalping Pro. BTC has been consolidating inside a massive triangle for the past 25 days. These triangles are trend continuation patterns and usually leads to a breakout in the direction to the HDF trend. So guys, the upside is incoming over here for BTC and of course for alts as well. So this is where you should be accumulating your alts over here, your Kaspa renders, etc. However, I don't think that this is the worst time over here to purchase Kaspa or anything else, because as we can see here, we haven't reached the all-time highs over here on alts. Unlike BTC, we are lagging behind, which obviously is still good because we have a little bit of time to accumulate before the proper parabola is going to kick in on our Kaspa and other alts too. And if we are going to look at alts from the perspective of bullish pennant, because this is exactly what is brewing at the moment for alts over here, we got rejected from the main level of resistance that leads us back to the previous cycles, and now we are basically printing this bullish pennant over here. And as we can see over here on the model, we are going to have a bullish breakout in, let's say, coming weeks, right? It's difficult to say for sure, however, this is what is coming, and this is 12-hour chart, guys, okay? And if we are going to look at the things from the perspective of Gaussian channel, we can clearly see that we have just flipped a green not that long ago. So if we are going to look at what happened, for instance, only in the previous bull cycle, we can clearly see that after that break above and break out of that red Gaussian channel, we had a little bit of a pullback, then we had a pump, a little bit of sideways price action again, and then we had the proper parabola. So let's have a look what is happening over here after mid correction. So exactly the same thing, right? We had that exit from red Gaussian zone, and we have experienced that sideways price action, a bit of a pump, then a pullback, and after that, if alts are going to do exactly the same what they did in the previous cycles, I would say a couple of weeks and our portfolios are going to look totally different. Ladies and gents, thank you very much for watching that quick Kaspa, alts and BTC update. I hope that you have guys enjoyed it, and I wish you having a great day or evening wherever you are in the world. Peace and love, crypto.